5 changes are hitting UK pensioners right now, and by the time most people find out about them, it will be too late to do anything. Some of these are already in effect, some are taking hold this summer, and one of them is a ticking clock that will cost families 40% of their pension savings if they do not act before April 2027. Most pensioners have no idea any of this is happening because the DWP does not send you a letter when the rules change, and HMRC does not phone you to say your tax situation just shifted. Here are all 5, who they affect, and what you need to do about each one before the window closes. Change number 1 is the state pension age. It started rising in May 2026, and if you were born after the 5th of April 1960, this affects you directly. The state pension age is no longer 66 for everyone. It is now climbing from 66 to 67 over the next 2 years, and the exact age you qualify depends on the month you were born. If you were born in May 1960, your state pension age is 66 years and 1 month. If you were born in September 1960, it is 66 years and 5 months. If you were born in January 1961, it is 66 years and 10 months. And if you were born on or after the 6th of March 1961, your state pension age is 67, a full year later than you might have been expecting. This is not a future plan. This is already underway. The first people affected started hitting their new pension age in May 2026. And the reason this catches people is that many of them planned their retirement around turning 66, built their budgets around it, maybe even handed in their notice, and then discovered they have to wait an extra 3 months or 6 months or a full year before the state pension starts paying. If you were born between April 1960 and March 1961, you need to check your exact state pension age right now. You can do this in 2 minutes on the gov.uk State Pension Age Calculator. I will put the link in the description. If you are planning to retire in the next 2 years and you have not checked, do it today, because a gap of even 3 months with no state pension income coming in can blow a hole in your retirement budget. Change number 2 is the new state pension amount, and most pensioners still have not realized what it actually means for their tax. Back in April, the full new state pension went up by 4.8% to £241.30 per week. That sounded like good news at the time, but 2 months in, the real impact is becoming clear. That is £12,547.60 a year. The basic state pension for people on the old system went up to £184.90 per week. Now, here is the problem hidden inside the good news. The personal tax allowance, the amount you can earn before you start paying income tax, has been frozen at £12,570 since 2021. The state pension is now just £22 below that threshold. Next year, if the state pension rises by even 1%, it will push above the personal allowance, and millions of pensioners who have never had to think about income tax on their state pension will suddenly find themselves owing HMRC money. The government has said that pensioners receiving only the new state pension will not have to pay tax on it. But if you have any other income on top, a private pension, a part-time job, savings interest, rental income, you could find yourself paying tax for the first time in retirement. If you have not checked your tax code recently, now is the time. Make sure HMRC has your correct details and that you are getting your full personal allowance. I will put the contact details in the description. Change number 3 is the winter fuel payment, and this one has already caused confusion and anger. From winter 2025 to 2026, the rules changed so that all pensioners of state pension age receive the payment, either £200 or £300 depending on your age. But for the first time, the payment will be clawed back through the tax system if your annual income is above £35,000. This means that if your combined income from state pension, private pension, savings, and any other sources is above £35,000, HMRC will recover the winter fuel payment from you through your tax code. You will still receive the money initially, but it will be taken back. For pensioners with income just above the threshold, this effectively turns the winter fuel payment into a means-tested benefit through the back door. If your income is close to £35,000, there are legitimate ways to manage it. Pension contributions, charitable donations, and the timing of certain withdrawals can all affect your taxable income. This is worth a conversation with a financial advisor or a free session with a local advice service. I will put the links in the description. Change number 4 is the pension inheritance tax bombshell coming in April 2027, and this is the one that could cost your family the most money. Right now, if you die with money left in your pension, your beneficiaries can inherit it without paying inheritance tax. Pensions have been completely outside the inheritance tax system. From the 6th of April 2027, that changes. Unused pension funds and pension death benefits will be included in the value of your estate when calculating inheritance tax. The inheritance tax rate is 40% above the nil rate band. The nil rate band is £325,000, or $500,000 if your estate includes a home being passed to direct descendants. Anything above that is taxed at 40%. So if you have a house worth $400,000, savings of $50,000, and a pension pot of $200,000, your total estate is $650,000. Under the current rules, your pension is excluded, so only $450,000 counts. Under the new rules from April 2027, all $650,000 counts. That is an extra £80,000 in inheritance tax that your family will have to pay. The government estimates that 10,500 additional estates will become liable for inheritance tax because of this change. If you have a pension pot and you are planning to leave it to your children, the strategy that worked for the last decade, leave the pension untouched and spend other assets first, may no longer be the right approach. This is a fundamental shift in retirement and estate planning, and it needs professional advice. There are exemptions. Pensions passing to a surviving spouse or civil partner remain exempt. Dependent scheme pensions paid to a surviving spouse or child are outside the scope. Death in service benefits are excluded. But the general rule from April 2027 is that your unused pension pot is now part of your taxable estate. If you have a pension and you have not reviewed your estate plan since this announcement, you have less than 10 months to get advice and restructure. I will put links to the guidance in the description. Change number 5 is the prescription exemption change, and this one slipped past almost everyone because it happened quietly in mid-April. Since the 15th of April 2026, income support and income-based job seekers allowance are no longer valid categories for free NHS prescriptions. If you are getting free prescriptions because you are on one of those benefits, that exemption has already ended, and many people are only finding out now when they go to collect their medication. This does not affect anyone over 60, because if you are 60 or over, your prescriptions are free regardless, based on age alone. But it does affect pensioners under 60 who are on legacy benefits and who have not yet been moved to universal credit. If you are between state pension age and 60 and you are relying on income support or income-based JSA for your free prescriptions, you need to check whether you still qualify through a different route. The NHS Low Income Scheme, Form HC1, can still provide free or reduced-cost prescriptions based on your financial circumstances. I will put the details in the description. Now let me pull all 5 together, because the pattern matters more than any single change. The state pension age is rising, which means some people will wait longer for their income to start. The state pension amount is rising, which sounds good, but it is pushing pensioners closer to the income tax threshold. The winter fuel payment is being clawed back from higher earners through the tax system. Pension pots are about to be dragged into inheritance tax for the first time, and certain prescription exemptions have been quietly removed. Every one of these changes affects different people in different ways. Some of them you can do nothing about. The pension age is the pension age, but several of them, the tax code, the winter fuel clawback, the inheritance tax planning, these are things you can act on right now if you know they are coming. I will put every link, every phone number, and every form reference in the description below. Send this video to one pensioner you know who has no idea these changes are happening. A parent, a sibling, a friend, a neighbor. Because the DWP is not going to tell them, and HMRC is not going to call them. And by the time they find out on their own, it may be too late to plan around it. One share from you could save someone thousands of pounds. I will see you in the next one.